Hey, y'all, give me a second. Give me just 1 second. Let me try something. Try to get the lighting better. Yeah, that's a whole lot better. Good night, everybody. How y'all doing, YouTube? This your boy, Rod Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Oh, yeah, today is still a very rainy Wednesday, February 19, 2020. And we want to just update everybody on a couple of stories. Well, one story that we just did a video on a couple of hours ago about a police officer here in Shreveport who is now accused of attempted second-degree murder. And also, we want to talk about a story on a national issue about this young up-and-coming rapper, Pop Smoke. So, hey, y'all sit back and enjoy the ride. We finna go hard in the paint for a few minutes. But let's start off with what's going on with the latest that we know here in Shreveport. Now, keep in mind, God has blessed us at the Real News Behind the News, where the streets talk. And it just so happened to be me and one of my little cousins was at a place, and we actually met someone who knows this police officer here in Shreveport, who recently, within the last, just say, 16 hours, has been charged with attempted second-degree murder. And we're not going to call her name to protect her identity. We're not going to put her out there like that, jeopardize her in any kind of way. But we got to understand, one of the first things we have to do in Shreveport right now, from this point on, when a police officer shoots somebody or kills somebody, we need to demand a toxicology report. Because let me give y'all the latest on what's happening. This police officer now has been charged with attempted second-degree murder. He has a $250,000 bond. There was an issue with this police back in 2018. He's been on the force since 2016. But from what we are understanding, he was out hanging around drinking with his homeboys. Now, I have to go back and make a correction. I said that he was in the Cedar Grove area. No, this dude was never raised in the hood. This dude, I'm going to put everything out there we know in a safe manner. Because again, everything we saying, I say 80% of what we saying is speculation. No, I ain't going to say 80. Shit, fuck that. 50% of what we saying is speculation. 50%, the other 50% is what we know. This police officer never grew up in the hood. He grew up out there where he went to Southwood. So 9 times out of 10, that tells us this police officer, well, I ain't gonna say might have got bullied, but probably most times this cat did not grow up in the hood. So he's not used to facing a lot of the situations that he has to face as a police officer here in Shreveport, which is fucked up on a day-to-day basis. But this is what we're hearing that happen. He was hanging out with some of his homeboys over in Southwest Shreveport. They were drinking, which is something that he normally does on a regular basis. It just so happened last night, they were drinking so much, whatever situation happened, escalated so fast that this police officer pulled his gun and shot one of his partners. Keep in mind, the dude that he shot supposed to be one of his partners. So again, we got to start demanding that whenever a police officer shoots a citizen here in Shreveport, they have to put their toxicology report out, just like they do to a victim of a shooting from the police officer. Notice this, y'all. No matter where you at in America, if somebody shoots a police officer, the first thing they gonna do is a toxicology report on that suspect, and then they gonna blast it in front of the news. But what if this police officer was a drunk? We just gonna keep it real. What if he was a drunk and in a drunken rage shot one of his homeboys, one of his partners? Because this is what we're hearing. The streets talk. And the real news behind the news, we like a hybrid. We can go in between. We can get up there with the politicians and we can get down here dirty in the street and find out what's going on. Yeah. What if this police officer shot one of his partners because he was drunk as fuck? We don't know if he was high. That's why we need to demand a toxicology report. Because again, if one of us was to shoot a police officer, the first thing they're going to do if they find weed in your system, they're going to say, Mr. Thomas had marijuana in his system at the time. What did that police officer have in his system that caused him at 5:30 in the morning to shoot his partner? Man, Shreveport is ratchet city, y'all. I gotta give retractions and corrections. At first, we said it was behind probably dope and coochie, but we don't know what they was arguing about. And, you know, we're going to apologize. We're going to say at this moment, it may not have been dope and coochie. What if he was just drunk and high as fuck? So you mean to tell me you got a police officer here on your force, knowing that you done had 4 police officers here in Shreveport just in the last 8 months to get fired and suspended for drugs? We're dealing with a culture of police who are no better than the fucking citizens that they are supposed to police, y'all. It's crazy. Again, this officer, we're not going to call his name or whatever. We're not trying to put him on blast. All y'all got to do is go look at our previous post, and you can find the link to the story right there. But yeah, Officer Morris went over there as a part of a habitual ritual where he goes over there to the hood at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and somehow Officer Morris winds up shooting one of his homeboys. Now y'all got to think about this. Anytime a police officer shoots somebody, no matter where you at in America, first thing they're going to do, if that police officer had any way of getting out of it, they're going to put him on a paid administrative leave. And he's going to sit at home and get paid. No, they automatically charge this dude with attempted second-degree murder. So that means he was over there doing some fuck shit. He was over there doing something that you and I would do. And he's a police officer and wind up shooting one of his homeboys. Ain't that the craziest stuff y'all ever heard? At what point do we have to worry about the police killing us? We already killing each other like savages, but the police are killing us like animals. But they won't give you the toxicology report of this police officer when we know for a fact this police officer was over there getting drunk as fuck. Literally, that's what was happening. He was over there getting drunk, hanging out with some of his homeboys, and he shot one of his homeboys. And as opposed to getting the standard treatment where you get a paid leave and vacation, no, they charged him with attempted second-degree murder. That lets you know that there was some kind of foul play or fuckery going on in that situation. What y'all think about that? I see right now we got 2 viewers. Give us y'all opinion, those 2 who are viewing. Right now, you know, we doing our videos at the spur of the moment. We don't advertise them too much, so we're not getting the amount of people that we could be getting watching these videos. But for you all who are watching, just hit a thumbs up and let us know who you are so that we can, you know what I'm saying, continue to thank y'all for watching us. Now, we want to talk about something else. We want to talk about the situation where this young up-and-coming rapper, Pop Smoke, got smoked at his house in Hollywood Hills, California. Now, it's sad when anybody lose their lives. But let me ask you a question. What point do you stop playing with your fucking life? Period. From what we are understanding, if you go back and look at TMZ and all the information that's available publicly, this dude was in a car. His homeboy was sitting next to him. And I'm telling y'all, he had a stack. Even if it was $1 bills, he had about $20,000 on him. We just say it was $10,000. His homeboy had stacks like this, $10,000 or more. I'm gonna really say it was probably about $20,000 to $30,000 because it depends on what it was he was holding. Well, them stacks of ones and he was trying to stunt. But guess what? Even if it was stacks of ones and he tried to stunt, that stunt what got him killed, y'all. I can't keep it no simpler than that. Y'all forgive me for being somewhat seeming like I'm insensitive, but no, it's not like I'm insensitive. At what point Do you realize you done made it from the hood? What point do you stop acting a goddamn fool, man? Like you still in the hood. Do you realize you done made it out the hood? There's Negroes in the hood who are still hungry and will come and get your shit from you. Think about it. If I can't feed my family because I'm flat broke, and you on Facebook and make a mistake on social media and show me your address, and I'm seeing you and your homeboy with $30,000, don't you think a hungry Negro in the hood gonna come and get you? At what point do you play a part in your own death? Because again, it's sad and tragic that this young man lost his life. But at what point did he? Oh, so that's what it was, man. We had a transformer to blow out. Now, I don't know what it was. But anyway, at what point do you stop playing with your life, man? Man, you sitting around here, you done made it. If anything, you should be going back to the neighborhood and opening up businesses, helping everybody else eat. But you sitting around here now, you done moved from the hood, you living in Hollywood Hills, and your homeboy got a stack. Man, when I tell you this dude, his homeboy had a stack, evidently them little cats was getting it out there. But guess what? By them getting it and didn't know how to shut the fuck up, he got because Pop Smoke eventually contributed to his own death by allowing his homeboy to flash all this money, and somehow, from what we are hearing, his personal information and address or where he was, his location, got found out, and nigga came and got what he had. At what point, man, do we stop realizing that this materialistic culture is part of the problem in the Black community? Going back to the police officer here who got arrested for shooting somebody. Again, you got a police officer who gets off work and hangs out around his friends in the hood and gets drunk. And just so happened last night, whatever happened escalated to the point where he shot his own partner. This is a Shreveport Police Department officer who shot his own partner. Now, again, we got to keep reiterating. Whenever a Black person or even a white person, Hispanic or Chinese person, shoot a police officer, the first thing they're going to do is show you that person who shot that officer's toxicology report. Why do we never hear what these police be having in their system? Let me show y'all some real game. Believe it or not, returning military veterans and police have one of the highest suicide rates in America. You know why? In most cases, man, we got a transformer to keep blowing. I think that's the electric company out there. But we got a lot of rain going on around here. But anyway, police officers and returning military veterans are have some of the highest suicide rates in America. Why do you think that is so? Because amongst the returning military veterans, and I'm gonna keep this real, I'm a former veteran myself, but let me show y'all what's going on. And I can even go to the Bible and show you what's going on. Let me start with the Bible. Do you realize that in the ancient times in the Bible, the ancient Israelites, whenever they went out to war, the God of the Bible told them folks to go down there and kill everything that had breath in it, from the babies to the baby animals. And guess what? When they came back from these wars where they literally slaughtered hundreds of thousands of innocent people, they could not come back into the city of Israel proper until they sat outside in a camp for a year, so they can deal with the psychological issues that they had to deal with. Because again, they killed all these innocent people. So what you have now in your neighborhood is a bunch of soldiers coming back from these wars where they literally, these illegal wars of conquest in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, all these illegal wars that our soldiers are participating in, they're coming back now. They call it PTS, post-traumatic stress. Now, what they're dealing with is the fact that they done went over there and killed all these innocent motherfucking people, man. and they coming back here and it's fucking with them in their head. This is why they're killing themselves or their own antidepressant. Now here's Shreveport again. Not only are a great majority of your police officers on antidepressants, but we know for a fact 3 of them got caught buying and selling steroids last year. 1 of them got caught with a gun and a pistol. All 4 of them have been fired. This was just less than 7 months ago. So what we're saying is we demand toxicology reports of these police officers who are around here shooting people, bruh. They're around here shooting people because one of the main side effects of steroids is violent and aggressive behavior. One of the main side effects of antidepressants is violent and aggressive behavior. You're dealing with a group of people who done came back and seen all that shit over there in Afghanistan and Iraq. And to be honest, they coming back home to neighborhoods that look just like fucking Afghanistan and Iraq because Negroes are killing each other so much like savage animals that they're afraid a lot of times. And they're already dealing with PTS. You see what I'm saying? This is what's really going on. So again, you got a police officer here in Shreveport who got out work or was going to work or whatever, but at before 5 o'clock in the morning, he over there hanging out with his homeboys. Somehow an argument escalated. He winds up getting charged with attempted second-degree murder. And at the same time, you got Pop Smoke, who got smoked in California because I'm gonna just be real. I might be dead wrong on this, but I'm gonna just go with my instincts. You got your homeboy 3-4 hours before you get killed, sitting up here with $20,000, $30,000, and y'all flossing. And you think some Negro in the hood who's hungry ain't gonna come and get it? At what point do you rappers start to teach a positive image, man? Show us like Nipsey Hussle did. Show us like a lot of these other rappers. Show us where y'all opening up businesses in the neighborhood as opposed to trying to shine on us. Because guess what? If I'm hungry and you flashing that kind of money too, let my son say he hungry. And then I can't provide for him, but all I got is a pistol. And I see you flashing 30,000, let me catch you slipping. I'm gonna help you fall. That's how I used to be in the past. That's what my mentality was in the past. And that's what the mentality of a lot of these youngsters are right now. You Negroes sit out here flashing this cash and don't realize there's a price to pay, and most likely it's gonna be your ass. Because it's people out here hungry, bruh. People out here hungry, and you throwing it up in their face that all you gotta do is go do a concert and make $100,000 or maybe $30,000 to $50,000 a night. Guess what? All I need to do is catch you that one night, and me and my kid gonna eat. But in this case, it cost this young up-and-coming brother his life. A lot of people may say I'm insensitive, but no, screw that. We need to know the real news behind the news. We need to know the truth. Again, no matter what city you're watching this from, we need to demand that legislation is passed that as soon as a police officer is involved in a killing, just like they will put a suspect who killed a police officer, a toxicology report out there, we need to demand and we'll find out what's going on, what these police got in their system. For real. We need to find out what they got going on in their system. Because a lot of these policemen are on antidepressants, a lot of them on steroids, and a lot of them are acting out because of these drugs that they're on to deal with psychological issues that they got. They'll tell everybody, well, he was on crack when he shot Officer Johnson, but won't tell you that Officer Johnson had sniffed cocaine 3 hours before he shot suspect Thomas. That's really what's going on. Hey, again, man, we thank y'all for all y'all support. We did this video on the spur of the moment, man. You know, we ask y'all keep subscribing, hitting that button. If you're not getting notifications when we doing these videos, that means YouTube has unsubscribed you. We have that problem a lot. They try to use that to keep our numbers down, but we still getting strong, man. But at the same time, we trying to bring y'all position that most black people don't talk about, because most black people, man, from all your most famous YouTubers, they don't ask the questions that we ask here at the Real New Behind New. We ask real questions, and we demand, not only do we ask these questions, we demand answers. So y'all be blessed, man.